What if I told you that the most fulfilling, intimate moments of your life could still be ahead of you? Today, we're breaking through the silence that surrounds intimacy after 60 and discovering why age might actually enhance, rather than diminish, your capacity for deep connection. You'll learn the surprising truth about how your body responds to touch at this stage of life, the simple dietary changes that can reignite your natural responses, and why some couples report their most satisfying intimate experiences happening in their golden years. For too long, society has whispered that passion fades with gray hair, that desire is reserved for the young, that your body somehow becomes less worthy of pleasure as the years pass. But here's what the research actually shows, what real couples are experiencing behind closed doors, what doctors are finally talking about openly. Your body at 60, 70, even 80 is still designed for intimacy, still capable of arousal, still deserving of the joy that comes from physical and emotional connection. The changes are real, yes, but they're not endings. They're adaptations. Think of a master musician who no longer plays with the speed of youth, but whose every note carries deeper meaning, richer emotion. Your body may respond differently now, but that difference can become your strength. Where once there might have been urgency, there's now patience. Where once there was performance pressure, there's now the luxury of taking time. Let's talk about what's really happening inside your body. Blood circulation, the foundation of arousal for both men and women, naturally changes with age. But here's the beautiful truth. You have more control over this than you might think. Your daily choices, especially what you eat, can dramatically influence how your body responds during intimate moments. Take something as simple as beets, those deep red vegetables you might pass by in the grocery store. Beets contain natural nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide, a compound that relaxes and widens blood vessels. This isn't just good for your heart, it's essential for arousal. Better blood flow means better sensitivity, stronger responses, more satisfying experiences. When you bite into a fresh beet salad, you're literally nourishing your body's capacity for pleasure. The earthy sweetness isn't just delicious, it's medicine for your intimate life. But circulation is just one piece of the puzzle. Your hormones are shifting, yes, but they're not disappearing. Testosterone, often thought of as a male hormone, is crucial for desire in women too. Estrogen, while declining after menopause, still plays vital roles in arousal and satisfaction. Understanding these changes isn't about mourning what was, it's about working with what is. Your body is still your ally in pleasure, it just speaks a different language now. The emotional component becomes even more significant with age. Young love might be driven by hormones and novelty, but mature intimacy is built on trust, communication, and deep knowing. You've learned your partner's touch, their rhythms, their secret places of tenderness. This knowledge is powerful, more powerful than any youthful fumbling. When you know exactly how to make your partner sigh with contentment, when they know precisely how to make you feel cherished, that's not aging, that's expertise. Many couples discover that removing the pressure of performance actually enhances their pleasure. Without the urgency of younger years, you can focus on sensation, on connection, on the simple joy of skin against skin. A gentle caress can become electric when you're truly present for it. A loving gaze can be more arousing than any acrobatic position when it comes from decades of shared trust. Your changing body isn't broken, it's evolved. Those laugh lines around your eyes, they tell stories of joy shared. Those hands that might tremble slightly, they've learned the art of tender touch through years of practice. That softer skin, it's become more sensitive to gentle caresses. Every change can be reframed as an opportunity for different kinds of pleasure, deeper kinds of connection. The myth that sex ends at a certain age is not just wrong, it's harmful. It robs people of joy, of connection, of the basic human right to pleasure and intimacy. When we believe these myths, we stop trying, stop communicating, stop touching. But when we know the truth, when we understand that desire can actually deepen with age, everything changes. Suddenly, that gentle morning touch becomes an invitation. That shared glance becomes foreplay. That quiet evening together becomes pregnant with possibility. The emotional component becomes even more significant with age. Young love might be driven by hormones and novelty, but mature intimacy is built on trust, communication, and deep knowing. You've learned your partner's touch, their rhythms, their secret places of tenderness. This knowledge is powerful, more powerful than any youthful fumbling. When you know exactly how to make your partner sigh with contentment, when they know precisely how to make you feel cherished, that's not aging, that's expertise. Many couples discover that removing the pressure of performance actually enhances their pleasure. Without the urgency of younger years, you can focus on sensation, on connection, on the simple joy of skin against skin. A gentle caress can become electric when you're truly present for it. A loving gaze can be more arousing than any acrobatic position when it comes from decades of shared trust. Your changing body isn't broken, it's evolved. Those laugh lines around your eyes, they tell stories of joy shared. Those hands that might tremble slightly, they've learned the art of your confidence didn't disappear overnight. And it won't return overnight either. But what if the key to feeling desirable again lies not in changing your body, but in changing your relationship with it? Today, you'll discover why confidence in the bedroom has nothing to do with how you look naked, and everything to do with how you feel when you're touched. You'll learn the secret to rebuilding intimacy that has nothing to do with performance, and why some of the most confident lovers are those who've learned to embrace their imperfections. Standing in front of the mirror, you might see everything that's changed, every line, every softening, every mark that time has left. But your partner, your lover, sees something entirely different. They see the person who held their hand through difficult times, who laughed at their jokes for decades, whose eyes still light up when they walk into the room. The disconnect between how you see yourself and how you're truly seen, that's where the work begins. Confidence in intimacy isn't about having a perfect body. It never was. Think about the most attractive people you know, not the magazine models, but the real people who draw others to them like magnets. What makes them irresistible isn't their physical perfection. It's their comfort in their own skin, their willingness to be vulnerable, their ability to make others feel seen and desired. These qualities don't diminish with age, they often strengthen. The body you have today, with all its changes, has earned every line, every softness, every imperfection. Those stretch marks, they tell stories of children carried, of bodies that changed to create life. Those scars, they speak of surgeries survived, of healing accomplished. That softer belly, those less firm arms, they're evidence of years lived, meals shared, comfort given. Your body isn't failing you, it's telling your story. Your confidence didn't disappear overnight, and it won't return overnight either. But what if the key to feeling desirable again lies not in changing your body, but in changing your relationship with it? Today, you'll discover why confidence in the bedroom has nothing to do with how you look naked, and everything to do with how you feel when you're touched. You'll learn the secret to rebuilding intimacy that has nothing to do with performance, and why some of the most confident lovers are those who've learned to embrace their imperfections. Standing in front of the mirror, you might see everything that's changed, every line, every softening, every mark that time has left. But your partner, your lover, sees something entirely different. They see the person who held their hand through difficult times, who laughed at their jokes for decades, whose eyes still light up when they walk into the room. The disconnect between how you see yourself and how you're truly seen, that's where the work begins. Confidence in intimacy isn't about having a perfect body. It never was. Think about the most attractive people you know, not the magazine models, but knowing this intellectually and feeling it emotionally are two different things. So let's start where healing begins, with touch that asks for nothing but connection. Hold hands while you watch television, not as a prelude to anything more, just because hands were made to be held. Give each other shoulder rubs while you talk about your day, feeling the tension leave muscles, the warmth of skin through fabric. These simple touches rebuild the foundation of physical confidence. Your diet plays a surprising role in how confident you feel. When your body feels nourished, when your energy is stable, when your mood is balanced, confidence follows naturally. Pumpkin seeds, those little green treasures you might sprinkle on salads without thinking, are packed with zinc. This mineral is crucial for hormone production, for energy levels, for that sense of vitality that makes you feel alive in your own skin. Zinc deficiency can manifest as low mood, decreased energy, even reduced libido. But when your levels are optimal, you feel more like yourself, more energetic, more interested in pleasure and connection. A handful of pumpkin seeds in your morning oatmeal isn't just breakfast, it's an investment in feeling good in your body. The nutty crunch, the subtle flavor, the knowledge that you're nourishing yourself, it all contributes to a sense of self-care that builds confidence from the inside out. Confidence grows in small moments, in tiny victories, in the accumulation of positive experiences. Maybe it's the day you catch your reflection and think, "I look good today," instead of cataloging flaws. Maybe it's the moment your partner's touch sends a familiar thrill through your body, reminding you that you're still responsive, still capable of pleasure. Maybe it's simply the recognition that you deserve tenderness, you deserve touch, you deserve to feel beautiful. Communication becomes your greatest ally in rebuilding bedroom confidence. Instead of hiding insecurities, share them. "I feel self-conscious about how my body has changed," is an invitation for reassurance, for tenderness, for your partner to show you how truly desired you remain. More often than not, you'll discover that what you see as flaws, they see as beloved familiar territory, or they simply don't notice at all because they're too focused on how good it feels to be close to you. The pressure to perform, to look a certain way, to respond exactly as you used to, this pressure is often self-imposed. Your partner likely cares far more about your presence, your enthusiasm, your willingness to connect, than about any physical changes. When you're fully present, when you're enjoying the moment instead of worrying about how you look or sound or feel, that presence is magnetic. That engagement is deeply arousing. But knowing this intellectually and feeling it emotionally are two different things. So let's start where healing begins. With touch, the conversation that many women avoid, the change that arrives quietly but impacts intimacy profoundly, might have a solution simpler than you ever imagined. Today, you'll learn why vaginal dryness isn't a sentence to uncomfortable intimacy, but rather a signal from your body that can be answered with compassion and practical solutions. You'll discover the surprising foods that can restore natural lubrication, and why the most important thing you can do might be changing how you think about this common experience. Menopause brings many changes, but perhaps none feels as personal, as potentially devastating to intimate life, as vaginal dryness. The tissues that once responded with immediate moisture, that once signaled desire through natural lubrication, seem to have forgotten their purpose. But here's what's really happening. Your body isn't broken. It's adapting to new hormonal realities. And with understanding and care, you can adapt too. Estrogen, the hormone that kept vaginal tissues plump and moist for decades, naturally declines during menopause. This isn't a failure of your body, it's a normal transition, like any other life change. The tissues become thinner, less elastic, and produce less natural lubrication. This can make penetration uncomfortable, even painful, leading many women to avoid intimacy altogether. But discomfort doesn't have to mean the end of pleasure. The shame surrounding this topic, the silence that makes women feel alone in their experience, is perhaps more damaging than the physical changes themselves. You might feel broken, less feminine, worried that you can no longer please your partner or find pleasure yourself. These feelings are understandable but not accurate. You are not broken, you are transitioning, and transitions can be navigated with grace and practical solutions. Hydration affects every cell in your body, including the delicate tissues of your intimate areas. Many people walk around chronically dehydrated without realizing it, drinking coffee and tea but not enough pure water. Your body prioritizes vital organs when distributing available moisture, which means intimate tissues might not get what they need if you're not drinking enough. 8 glasses of water daily isn't just good advice, it's medicine for your intimate comfort. But hydration goes deeper than just drinking water. The foods you eat can provide the building blocks for healthy tissue and natural moisture. Avocados, with their rich, creamy texture, offer your body healthy fats that are essential for hormone production and tissue health. The monounsaturated fats in avocados help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin E, which directly supports vaginal tissue health and elasticity. The conversation that many women avoid, the change that arrives quietly but impacts intimacy profoundly, might have a solution simpler than you ever imagined. Today, you'll learn why vaginal dryness isn't a sentence. When you eat an avocado, you're giving your body omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation throughout your system, including in intimate tissues. You're providing vitamin E, which acts as an antioxidant, protecting delicate cells from damage. You're offering your body the raw materials it needs to maintain healthy, responsive tissues. That morning toast with sliced avocado isn't just breakfast. It's intimate self-care. The emotional component of dryness often gets overlooked, but stress, anxiety, and rushing can all interfere with your body's natural arousal response. When you're worried about whether you'll be moist enough, whether penetration will hurt, whether your partner will be disappointed, your body receives these stress signals and responds by tightening up, reducing blood flow, making the very thing you're worried about more likely to happen. Foreplay becomes not just pleasurable, but medically necessary. The gentle touching, kissing, and caressing that might have seemed optional in younger years is now essential for helping your body prepare for intimacy. This isn't a limitation. It's an invitation to slow down, to savor, to rediscover the pleasure of gradual arousal. Your body needs time to warm up now, like a vintage car that runs beautifully once it's properly warmed. Lubricants are not a failure or a crutch. They're a tool, like reading glasses or comfortable shoes. High-quality, long-lasting lubricants can transform uncomfortable intimacy into pleasurable connection. Water-based lubes are gentle and easy to clean up, while silicone-based options last longer and feel more natural. Some are even designed to mimic your body's natural moisture, making the experience seamless and comfortable. The conversation with your partner about these changes doesn't have to be awkward or shameful. Approach it as you would any other health topic, with openness and practical problem-solving. My body needs a little extra help now, and here's how we can make things comfortable for both of us. Most partners are relieved to understand what's happening and grateful for the opportunity to be part of the solution rather than wondering if they're doing something wrong. Regular, gentle stimulation, whether through self-touch or partner intimacy, actually helps maintain tissue health and natural lubrication. It's a case of use it or lose it, but gently, patiently, with proper preparation and lubrication when needed. The increased blood flow from regular arousal helps keep tissues healthy and responsive. This isn't about performance or frequency. It's about maintaining your body's capacity for pleasure. Some women find that changing positions can make penetration more comfortable, allowing for better control of depth and angle. Others discover that longer foreplay, warm baths before intimacy, or even food, surprisingly, can become part of emotional intimacy. Sharing dark chocolate isn't just about the taste, though the rich complexity of good chocolate is its own pleasure. Dark chocolate contains phenylethylamine, a compound that naturally occurs in the brain when we fall in love. It triggers the release of endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that create happiness and connection. When you feed each other pieces of chocolate, you're literally sharing mood-enhancing compounds, creating a biochemical bond. But it's not just the chemistry, it's the act itself. Taking time to savor something delicious together, feeding each other with gentle fingers, making eye contact while you taste and enjoy, these actions say, "You deserve pleasure, I want to give you pleasure, we can take time for small joys together." The chocolate becomes a metaphor for the sweetness you can still create in each other's lives. Emotional intimacy requires honesty about changes, fears, and desires. This might mean admitting, "I don't feel as confident in my body as I used to," and hearing your partner respond, "You're still the most beautiful person I know." It might mean confessing, "I worry that I can't please you the way I used to," and discovering that your partner values your presence more than your performance. These vulnerable conversations don't happen easily, but they create the trust that makes everything else possible. The bedroom becomes a sanctuary when both partners feel emotionally safe there. This safety allows for experimentation without fear of judgment, for expressing desires without shame, for acknowledging when something doesn't feel good without worrying about disappointing your partner. When you know that your pleasure matters to your partner, that your comfort is their priority, you can relax into sensation instead of monitoring your performance. Laughter becomes a bridge to intimacy, not nervous laughter that covers discomfort, but genuine joy shared between partners who have learned to find humor in life's absurdities, including the sometimes awkward realities of aging bodies. The ability to laugh together when something doesn't go as planned, when bodies make unexpected sounds, when logistics become complicated. This laughter doesn't diminish intimacy. It enhances it by removing pressure and creating connection. Appreciation, expressed regularly and specifically, builds the emotional foundation for physical desire. "I love how gentle your hands are. I feel safe when you hold me. You still make me laugh after all these years." These acknowledgments create an atmosphere where both partners feel valued, seen, and desired for who they truly are. When you feel appreciated, you naturally want to share more of yourself, including your physical self. Food, surprisingly, can become part of emotional intimacy. Sharing dark chocolate isn't just about the taste, though the rich complexity of good chocolate is its own pleasure. But citrulline works slowly, gently, as part of overall circulatory health rather than as an immediate fix. This means eating watermelon regularly, enjoying it as part of a healthy diet that supports circulation throughout your body. The benefit isn't just in your intimate responses, it's in your overall energy, your cardiovascular health, your sense of vitality. When your entire circulatory system is healthy, sexual function improves as a natural side effect. The conversation with your partner about erectile changes doesn't have to be a confession of failure. Instead, it can be an exploration of possibilities. "My body is responding differently, and I'd love to explore other ways we can pleasure each other." This opens the door to creativity, to discovering that pleasure has many forms, that satisfaction doesn't require a specific type of performance from either partner. Many couples find that erectile changes actually improve their intimate lives by removing the pressure of rushed foreplay and goal-oriented sex. When erections are less predictable, couples often spend more time on the touching, kissing, and caressing that builds arousal gradually. This slower approach often leads to more satisfying experiences for both partners, as there's time to savor sensation, to build desire, to connect emotionally as well as physically. Stress management becomes crucial for erectile health. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which can interfere with testosterone production and blood flow. But stress about sexual performance creates a vicious cycle, where worry about erections makes erections less likely, which increases worry. Breaking this cycle requires accepting that your worth isn't measured by your erectile function, that intimacy has many forms, that your partner values you for far more than your physical performance. Exercise, particularly cardiovascular exercise, directly benefits erectile function by improving circulation, reducing stress, and supporting overall health. But it's not about becoming an athlete at this stage of life. It's about moving your body regularly, keeping blood flowing, maintaining the strength and flexibility that support an active, intimate life. A daily walk with your partner can be both romantic and therapeutic, building connection while supporting physical health. Sleep quality affects testosterone levels, mood, energy, and yes, erectile function. Poor sleep leaves you stressed, low energy, and less responsive physically. Creating a bedroom environment that supports restful sleep, establishing bedtime routines that help you relax, limiting screen time before bed. These aren't just good health practices. They're investments in your intimate life. But citrulline works slowly, gently, as part of overall circulatory health rather than as an immediate fix. This means eating the hormonal storm that can transform the most even-tempered woman into a stranger to herself doesn't have to destroy the intimate life you've built together. Today, you'll learn why menopause is not the end of your sexual story, but potentially the beginning of a new chapter, and how understanding these changes can actually strengthen your relationship. You'll discover the foods that can smooth this transition and why this phase of life, challenging as it is, might hold unexpected gifts for your intimate connection. Menopause arrives for every woman, but it arrives uniquely. Some experience it as a gradual dimming of familiar responses, while others feel like they're living in a foreign body that reacts unpredictably to everything. The hot flashes that can arrive without warning, the mood swings that seem to come from nowhere, the changes in desire that might feel like losing an essential part of yourself. These aren't character flaws or signs of weakness. They're evidence of your body managing a massive hormonal transition. The woman who once felt desire predictably, whose moods were generally stable, whose body responded reliably to arousal, might now find herself feeling like a teenager again, but not in a good way. Emotions might swing from contentment to irritation to sadness within hours. Your skin might feel different, your energy levels unpredictable, your interest in intimacy variable. This isn't you becoming a different person. It's you navigating one of life's major transitions. Your partner might feel like they're walking on eggshells, unsure what will set off a mood swing, confused by the changes in your responses, worried about saying or doing the wrong thing. They might interpret your decreased interest in sex as rejection, your emotional volatility as anger toward them specifically. Clear communication becomes essential, not just about what you're experiencing, but about what you need from them during this transition. The shame that many women feel about menopausal changes can be more destructive than the changes themselves. You might feel like you're becoming less feminine, less desirable, less yourself. But menopause isn't a decline, it's a transformation. Your body, which spent decades preparing for the possibility of pregnancy every month, is now free from that biological imperative. This freedom can eventually translate into a different relationship with your sexuality, one less tied to reproduction and more focused on pleasure and connection. Flax seeds, those tiny brown seeds that might seem insignificant, contain lignans, plant compounds that can help balance hormones naturally. Your body converts these lignans into compounds that have mild estrogenic effects, potentially helping to smooth some of the dramatic hormonal swings of menopause. Ground flax seeds sprinkled on morning, the hormonal storm that can transform the most even-tempered woman into a stranger to herself doesn't have to destroy the intimate life you've built together. Today, the nutty flavor of flax seeds might grow on you as you realize how much better you feel when you're consuming them regularly. The omega-3s support brain health, potentially reducing the mood swings and brain fog that many women experience during menopause. The fiber helps stabilize blood sugar, which can reduce irritability and energy crashes. The lignans provide gentle hormonal support that doesn't replace what your body once produced, but offers mild assistance during the transition. Mindfulness and meditation aren't just trendy wellness concepts. They're practical tools for managing the emotional volatility of menopause. When hot flashes arrive, breathing techniques can help you navigate them without panic. When mood swings threaten to overwhelm you, grounding practices can help you find your center. When changes in your body make you feel disconnected from yourself, gentle body awareness can help you reconnect with who you are becoming. Yoga, particularly gentle, restorative yoga, can help manage both the physical and emotional aspects of menopause. The poses that open the hips and heart can release physical tension while creating emotional space. The breathing practices can calm the nervous system and reduce the frequency and intensity of hot flashes. The meditation aspects can help you observe mood changes without being overwhelmed by them, creating space between the feeling and your reaction to it. The intimate relationship might require renegotiation during this time. What once felt good might now feel uncomfortable. What once aroused you might now leave you unmoved. What once seemed important might now feel irrelevant. This doesn't mean the end of your intimate life. It means the beginning of a new phase that requires exploration, patience, and communication. Your partner needs to understand that these changes aren't personal rejections, but biological realities. Sleep disturbances, common during menopause, can intensify every other symptom. When you're not sleeping well, mood swings become more dramatic, energy levels plummet, and interest in intimacy naturally decreases. Creating optimal sleep conditions, cool room, comfortable bedding, calming bedtime routines becomes essential not just for rest, but for managing the entire menopausal experience. Good sleep is medicine for everything else you're experiencing. The timeline of menopause varies dramatically among women. Some experience symptoms for a few months, others for several years. Some find that symptoms come and go unpredictably, while others experience a more linear progression. Understanding that your experience is yours alone, that there's no right or wrong way to go through menopause, can reduce the anxiety that often accompanies this transition. You're not doing it wrong if your experience differs from others. Communication with your partner during this time requires honesty about what you're experiencing, but also patience with their learning curve. The nutty flavor of flax seeds might grow on you as you realize how much better. Communication about this topic requires delicacy and timing. Approaching your partner when you're frustrated about recent rejection won't lead to productive conversation. Neither will bringing it up when they're stressed about other life concerns. The conversation needs to happen in a calm moment when both partners feel safe and connected. I've noticed we want intimacy at different frequencies, and I'd love to talk about how we can both feel satisfied and connected. Bananas, those common fruits that might seem unremarkable, are packed with B vitamins and potassium that support nervous system function and energy levels. B vitamins are crucial for mood regulation and stress management, while potassium supports muscle function and circulation. When your body feels energetic and your mood is stable, interest in intimacy naturally increases. The partner with lower desire might find that better nutrition supports their natural responses. But nutrition is just one piece of the puzzle. Stress, fatigue, medication side effects, hormonal changes, relationship dynamics, past trauma, all can influence desire. Addressing mismatched libidos might require looking at the whole picture of each partner's experience, not just their interest in sex. Sometimes what looks like low desire is actually high stress, depression, or physical discomfort that hasn't been addressed. The solution isn't always about the lower desire partner increasing their interest. Sometimes it's about the higher desire partner finding other ways to feel connected and satisfied. This might mean more non-sexual physical affection, more emotional intimacy, more quality time together. Sexual satisfaction is important, but it's not the only form of intimacy that matters in a relationship. Creative compromise becomes essential when desire levels don't match. This might mean scheduling intimate time, which sounds unromantic but can actually create anticipation and ensure that both partners' needs are considered. It might. Communication about this topic requires delicacy and timing. Approaching your partner when you're frustrated about recent rejection won't lead to productive conversation. Neither will bringing it up when they're stressed about other life concerns. The conversation needs to happen in a calm moment when both partners feel safe and connected. I've noticed we want intimacy at different frequencies, and I'd love to talk about how we can both feel satisfied and connected. Bananas, those common fruits that might seem unremarkable, are packed with B vitamins and potassium that support nervous system function and energy levels. B vitamins are crucial for mood regulation and stress management, while potassium supports muscle function and circulation. When your body feels energetic and your mood is stable, interest in intimacy naturally increases. The partner with lower desire might find that better nutrition supports their natural responses.